This is for the woman who is still on the path of becoming. Let's be honest, your 40s will confront you with the life you've built, the choices you've made, and the ones you wish you had made sooner. My name is TD, and this is InHer40s. Unleashing the Daniamite experience on Base 101.1 FM, the radio show where we stop pretending and start telling ourselves the truth. Truth about love, marriage, divorce, and desire. About money and missed chances. Bodies changing, confidence rising, and learning to say no without guilt. These are real conversations for real women who are done shrinking and ready for clarity. In her 40s, with me, TD. Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. on Base 101.1 FM.
Beautiful people, it's another beautiful rainy Thursday in Lagos City. Thank God, as they say, for the showers of blessing. But it comes with its own issues. Traffic as usual. This is our Lagos state, flooding in some areas. But hey, we're grateful to be alive to even experience it. So guys, as usual, I have a special guest in the house once again. I always tell you people, let me first introduce my guest so that people can understand the timbre and caliber of my guest today. My guest today is Funke Shonekan. She has spent 20 years in premium events and hospitality, delivering world-class experiences for brands like MTV, Pepsi, and the Nigerian Stock Exchange. She has worked at the Ritz-Carlton in Atlanta. She knows better than most what it means to create an experience that makes someone feel genuinely seen and valued. Clock it. So when she looked at Lagos and asked who is creating the experience for the person who is 50 and above, and found almost no answer, she decided to build one herself. Golden Leisure is that answer. Today we're talking about a gap that most of us have felt, but nobody has named directly. Lagos does not care about its 50 plus community enough. And Golden Leisure wants to change that. Please welcome Funke Shonekan. Hi.
Hello, Temitope.
So welcome. I'm so excited to have this conversation because my friends and I were constantly complaining about how the entertainment scene is not really curated for us, our age group. So you might go clubbing once in a while, but it's not the same thing. And then you're asking yourself, sometimes you're like, why am I here? Like, what am I doing here, really? Especially when you don't even get the music. So maybe if you go for things like old school nights, we're good. But any other thing, you're just thinking, what's happening actually? Like, what's going on? So I'm so excited because this is an opportunity where people that are older, slightly older, or at least more mature, let me put it that way, have an opportunity to still have fun without it being like the boring things, just going to maybe recreational clubs and those kind of stuff. I don't want to do that all the time, and I don't want to network all the time as well. Sometimes I just want to relax and have a good time. So I would start with my question of how did you come up with this idea?
Okay. Temitope, thank you for having me today. So how it all started, well, first of all, I'm not even 50 yet. I'm in my mid-40s, so I love the show InHer40s. It's so specific. So how did it start? I went to Dubai. I was living there, and it was just basically time out of Lagos. And my mom and our family came over to visit, and we spent Christmas and the New Year. So when the family now left, it was just my mom who stayed on in the New Year. And whilst I was working there, I found out that, she wasn't as active as she should be. Now, she's retired, right? She's 71. And when I was going out for work, I would leave her at home. And whilst I was out, I was feeling guilty. I was like, has mommy eaten? Has she gone out? Is she keeping busy, and is she bored, and she was sitting down watching TV, and I would come back 8 hours after and she's still in the same position. So I'm like, Mom, what did you do today? She was like, oh, nothing. I just watched TV, or I was on my phone scrolling on WhatsApp. I was like, okay, but you weren't active. And I enjoy swimming. So I was like, oh, have you gone out for swimming? She was like, oh, no. Have you gone to this restaurant? Oh, no. So I was like, okay, so what are you doing to keep yourself active? She was like, well, I want to do all these things, but there's no one to do it with. So I now said, there's nothing and no one to do with. Okay, so write down all the list of things that you would like to do. So she now wrote it down. I said, okay, so you can do this now. And she was like, no, but I can't do it by myself. I said, okay, but I can't do it with you because I'm working. So I just saw her face just kind of go like sad. So I said, okay, you know what? Let me take you out to this particular activity since I don't mind it, So we had that shared interest. And that was, it was hip hop and, I think it was hip hop and dinner, but it was jazz and hip hop. Yes. So that was it. So I was like, okay, let's try this out. When we got there, I saw the way she was just smiling. She lit up. And even me, I was like, oh, this is a vibe. So it was at 10 p.m. I was like, okay, Mom, it's time to go. She was like, no, I'm not ready to go. I'm like, I'm confused. So I was like, okay, you know what? This is actually something that it made her happy and it also made me happy. So the guilt was removed. Then the second thing was, after that event, the activity, and I said to her that, okay, you know what? I see that you're happy, right? So why don't we create something for you on a weekly basis? And she was like, okay, that's fine. I said, okay, but you're going to pay me. She now said, why am I going to do that? I said, because I'm going to be your chaperone. So it's not free, because instead of me being out for my meeting, I'm going to go for my meeting and come back and then do this for you. She's like, okay, no problems. So I now said, but you know what? I have another friend who her mom was in town. And I had a work colleague that her mom was also in town. So I said, you know what, let me reach out to them and find out if they share the same interest in this activity. And when I did, they actually were like, okay, let's do this. So I now realized that there was a gap here because there was nothing that our parents were doing at that time. But at the weekends, I found that everyone was doing something, either spending time with their grandchildren or spending time, you understand? So I was like, okay, fine, then this is what I'm going to do for you. So when I brought her back to Nigeria, oh my goodness, I was like, this is it. Because I now saw all her friends, my aunties, my uncles, and I was like, this is the whole group of untapped people who have the financial independence. Yes. Honestly, they're looking to keep themselves active. And for me, I just realized that there are two types of, matured elderly people. They're the ones who are already active and already know what they want. And they're the ones who are also very okay being told what to do, or helped in getting things done. So I now said, you know what, let's start here. Mommy, please invite all your Bible fellowship friends. Let me invite my godmother and her friends, and let's curate activities. And so far, it's been such an awesome feedback that I was like, you know what, this is it. So Golden Leisure is just what it is. It's a curated community for bringing out joy and social activities. And my friends ask me, why 50? I said, it's the golden age. So once you are 50, you have access to the community because it's a closed community. Now we've gone into membership. Yes, where it's now you can pay for membership for monthly, quarterly, or yearly. But what it is this safe space where, your mom, my mom, people who are over 50 or 60 can have that place where they share the same interest, like minds, exactly. So
I love that, because in fact, I'm not sure if it was Golden Leisure, but I remember this was maybe a couple of years ago. I saw a post on one of my clients' WhatsApp status. His bank was sponsoring something, or they partnered with them. So I forwarded it to my mom, like, oh, this is something that you can do, because she's also always complaining, because outside of maybe I'm there and then sometimes going to hang out with her friends, there's really nothing else they do. So sometimes they'll just plan, okay, let's go for lunch at this restaurant and whatnot. So I forwarded it to her, and it was a beach day. So she invited one of her friends and they went. And she was like, she had such a fantastic time. She was like, oh, it was so nice. Like, imagine just hanging out with people of your same age group. So everybody's complaining, oh, my back, my knees, my this, my that. And they could all just laugh about it, And for her, that was such a enlightening experience, because I think for the first time, she was just being her age, not being anyone's mom, auntie, grandma, or anything. It was just me as an individual having fun. So for me, that was just like a wow, interesting. Like this is something that people of that age probably might not have even realized they needed until it now came about. And it shows you that there's still so much life for them to live. And because we don't really have things like maybe old people's homes and things like that, there's no avenue for them to have a group of people in their age group to just do stuff with. So I think this is such a fantastic idea. Like, it gets me so excited because for me, it's like, I feel like my mom is still very young at heart. She's in her 60s. But because of the limitations in terms of the opportunity, even those of us in our 40s are complaining. So you can imagine people that are 50 and above. So for me, it was just like, fantastic. Whoever came up with this idea, beautiful. I love it. I didn't even know that you were the face behind it. So I just felt like, mommy, this is fantastic. She was like, oh yeah, they added us to a WhatsApp group. So now we're going regularly and all that. Sometimes they're gisting on the group. I'm like, Some things my mom would do on WhatsApp, but I had to learn to say, somebody in my group taught me, forward.
Yes. So, it's so beautiful, right? Seeing the joy come back. It's a spark. And for me, we say in Golden Leisure that aging is an upgrade. The reality is that we're all aging, but it will be graceful, right? It will be graceful, yes. And so what we're doing is trying to build this structured community with structured activities, and it's very strong knit, close social community, and it's also wellness and lifestyle driven. And why we say that is because the fact is that as they're getting older, they have, a little bit of like back pains, hip problems and stuff. So we try and make the activities quite friendly, not too rigorous. Yeah. And I laughed because when you said your mom about the WhatsApp, right now we all experience it where we get forwards and we're like, has it been filtered? This information you're sharing is not real, So for us, we created it's called Seniors Connect. So every Tuesdays we open up the WhatsApp community, and initially it was from 12 to 2, and we anchored the conversations, and the back and forth amongst them is beautiful between these men and women as well. So it's not just women only, it's men and women. We were getting back-end messages that, please, can you open it to 8 p.m., because it's not enough. So we saw that every Tuesday, it gives them something to look forward to on WhatsApp, and that for me, I think is our why. The why is saying that as our parents invested in us, as we are getting back, we're investing back in them in terms of just giving them that, experience to have.
It's beautiful. I love
Thank you.
And I think it also gives them a chance to just be young again. Because it's almost saying that they've spent so much time pouring into us, like you said. Now, most of them, their kids are grown, they have grandchildren. Outside of maybe occasionally going to spend time with their kids and grandkids, these are activities that they can now do without having to, I'm chasing one little boy running around, I'm being someone's mommy and all that. And so just seeing that joy, I'm sure in of itself will be some form of reward. Because it's like, this is exactly what I was trying to achieve.
Yes.
So there will be a sense of fulfillment.
Yes, absolutely. And the beautiful thing about it is that it's so organic. We started off with like basic activities like sip and paint, learning how to paint, color and connect, which is coloring and stuff. Then we now evolved, and now they're saying, we want to sit down by the waterside and we want to talk about things that were in the 70s, things that we enjoyed, the music. So here we are creating that activity called Retro and Rendezvous, where it's by the poolside from 5 to 7 p.m. They sit down. And the thing about it is that it's usually only 3 hours per activity, but these seniors want it longer.
What are they going back home to? Same old same.
Yes. Well, we have to control it in terms of the timing, so that's one. And then another one is that joyful steps, because they're like, oh, I remember when I used to dance like this and sway, or like, okay, you know. So the activities are quite diverse. So it's not just sticking to one type. Now we even go to another outdoor venue where they sit down and they are playing ayo, ludo, snakes and ladder, you know, different things like that, and things they grew up with, and you can see it, you know. In fact, we're not a matchmaking community, but we have we have some widows and widowers, so the widowed anyway, coming and saying that, you know what, so maybe you should do one soiree for us like this. Yes, and I'm honestly, so what we are saying is that yes, when you become a member, you know, aside from the weekly activities, we can curate those one-offs. So like Dirty December now coming up, imagine that the seniors now have a whole week of activities that they can have, you know, because they feel left out. You know, they feel as if, you know, okay, Friday come, like tomorrow, what's going on? You know, what's there to do? But meanwhile, we can take them to a rooftop and then they can listen to jazz music, and everything is inclusive, food, drinks. I'm telling you.
That's so beautiful. That's so
Thank
beautiful.
you.
I think, just to reference the topic of today's conversation, is saying that Lagos doesn't really care about people 50s and above. I would ask that, what does Lagos currently offer the person who is maybe 55, retired, semi-retired, and with the resources and desire they have? Are there a lot of options for them, or were there a lot of options before you stepped in?
Lagos is doing well, to be honest. I believe, in my opinion, they've built a very active leisure ecosystem. But in our 40s, I find that, you know, most of the restaurants are kind of youth-driven. So you can go to a nice restaurant, it's nice, but then you have the Gen Zs and the millennials and all these people there. Yes, and, you know, the truth is we're still young. We are still young, but it's just geared more towards the 20s, 30s, and 40s that you kind of feel edged out. But so Lagos State has tried. I mean, so we also have the family gatherings where people go to hang out at the resorts, you know. So yes, then you also have the major churches, you know, where everything is church business, and, you know, in terms of activities and stuff. Yeah. So they do have. But what I think that we need in Lagos State, and maybe other states as we grow, is more structured leisure communities. We need more activity-based venues. And then we also need a safe environment, safe and welcoming environment. Because another thing is that for the seniors, you have to really consider the accessibility. So in terms walking sticks, wheelchairs, walking frames. So we do need to, in terms of structure, have that in place. And I've kind of done research, and there are, if I must say, there are a few individuals who are catering for seniors. But I believe in the power of networking. There's the market is so big. We should collaborate, you know. But me being here in Lagos is amazing, because the welcome for the seniors has been beautiful. Where I don't even have to sell it. I'm just saying, look, this is an untapped market. This is where we need to, even culturally, you know, give back to our loved ones, you know, and commercially, brands need to start tapping into this.
Absolutely, I absolutely believe that, and I feel like there's also an opportunity to engage these seniors with, like, maybe younger people as well, because
so, you know, why I smiled here is because it's so, I keep saying the word beautiful, because it's so organic how it just transforms. It's like, you know, imagine how your mom in her 60s, doesn't matter, she can hang out with her grandchildren. You know, it's the way of the intergenerational, and it's not just mother and daughter. It can be father and daughter, father and son. You know, that's the beauty of it. It's just basically saying you're having the opportunity to learn from the sages. And nothing is new under the sun.
Nope, nothing is new under the sun.
Yeah.
Not at all. Not at all. Okay, guys, I keep saying it. I mean, Lena, but please indulge me. So please feel free. You can call in or send us your messages on WhatsApp. Numbers to call or send message 091 66216 000. Let me say that again, 091 66216 000. The second number is 091 66215 000. So one is 6, one is 5. 091 66215 000. So we'll be expecting your phone calls or messages. So back to our conversation. I think it's so interesting that you said that it's not necessarily that Lagos State is not catering for them. It's just that having it in a structured way and having it specially curated. So it's not like some of these activities or opportunities are not necessarily there. It's like, or people don't really know. And then it's not even just knowing about it, it's having a group to do it with. Because I can know about something, but I don't want to go with it. And sometimes I don't even necessarily want to be with the same group of friends that I do everything with all the time. So this gives older people an opportunity to also meet new people and network with people over and above. So I might not necessarily be networking for business, but now I'm networking for companionship and things like that. So it gives a new joy, as they say.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So I love it. And I think I would ask is, what assumptions does Nigerian society make about someone in their 50s or 60s? And how wrong are some of these assumptions?
When you say assumptions, what do you mean?
In the sense that some people might think, oh, they're 60-year-old, they don't really need to do much. They're okay with maybe sitting at home and watching the African Magic Carnival.
No. You see, I'm going to speak from personal relationships that I have with older people. So my cousin, for instance, he's 51 and he was like, I'm not a senior. I said, yes, you're not a senior, but you are the golden age, right? But then you also have my auntie who is 56. You know, culturally, she's my aunt, although we're in the same age bracket, yeah? Well, 45, yeah. But she lives in the UK. And when she comes to Lagos, it's almost like, who do I talk to? Where do I fit in? Who can I go out to do things with, you know? So for me, the community is that go-to where once you're 50 years old, you have that access. And I know that they want to be active. They want to be social. They're curious about it. And they're also financially capable.
Absolutely.
You know?
So you can actually plan trips and they can afford it.
Yes. And I also know that, you know, these friends, family, all above the age of 50, they all want meaningful experiences, you know, and also the wellness part of it, because mental health is real, loneliness is real, feeling isolated is real. So I know that they want something safe, something familiar, and also, you know, something creative to express themselves in different ways. You know, you have book clubs, you have people who like to travel, you like people who love to eat out. So why not have that?
Like sort of little mini groups
Yes.
for all those different interests.
Yes.
That's so beautiful.
Yes, but they don't want noise.
No, see, that's the beauty. Because the truth is, the older you get, the less you're trying to prove anything to anyone.
Yeah.
And that's why when we go out, even in our age brackets, we feel like, why does everything have to be online?
Yeah.
Like I'm out and enjoying myself. I don't want to spend half of the time just doing videos and pictures. I want to be in the moment and just enjoy it. So that might be something that we don't really get with the younger generation. So I can imagine people that are even older than me, that's like, look, I don't need noise. I don't need anybody to announce anything, but I'm enjoying myself.
Yes.
I'm having a good time.
Yes.
Because a lot of these people have also been, they're accomplished in their careers, in their personal lives, whatever the case may be. So it's not a case of, I need to prove anything to anyone. I just want to have a good time.
Absolutely.
I meet people.
Like-minded people.
Like-minded people. People that we can sit together, even if it's to talk about what our children are doing or what life is like. Because the truth is, the Nigeria of today is so much different from the Nigeria they probably grew up
Mm-hmm.
in. So imagine just being able to sit with someone and have those conversations
Yes.
without it being any form of bias or anything. It's
Yeah.
just, oh, remember those days. Because there's some places where my mom says, oh, in Lagos Island, there used to be this. And in my mind, I'm like, this same Lagos Island that looks like, and so she was like, no, like Lagos Island was the Ikoyi
Yeah.
kind of. So it's amazing meeting people that can relate.
Yeah.
Because they also lived through those times of, with the similar experiences. So it gives you just so much more to explore. It's almost like when you punch a hole and then it just opens up a huge dam.
Yep.
I love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I'd say like, this is a demographic with money. Like we said, most of them are comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are comfortable. Not just do they have money, they also have a lot of free time. Because even if they're still in business or still have some form of career, they are not as involved as when they were much younger. So they have a lot more flexible time to work with. Professional networks, social connections built over the years, 30, 40 years, Why has no one thought of this before?
I think they have, but in small communities. Because like I said, when I got back, I did see that people are doing things, but it's more like once a month.
Oh.
And it's, health based. But mine is a mix. Mine is from Monday to Friday, every week. You have, as an adult child, something to present to your parents or your loved ones for them to choose, whether it's wellness, cultural, entertainment, every single day of the week. And then the weekends, they can go for their friends' babies, their weddings, their funerals, their everything. Yes. But Mondays to Friday, they're busy themselves. And guess what has even come out of it again? You know how we're all, I used to laugh, but I'm not saying it again because I'm now tech savvy. But in the past, I'm getting there, but I'm, like integrated. But what I find is that as they're getting older as well, they're not really in the know-how with social media.
Yes.
So you can see someone's WhatsApp stories and it's probably a picture of their bank statement or something because they don't know how to do it, or they, like with AI and everything, they don't know which one is fake, and stuff like that. So we're even educating them, where they can have a workshop and they're learning the basics of how to use WhatsApp well, how to know what is real or not, so
What's maybe AI videos?
I'm telling you. Yeah, so it's social. Everything is social, but
And I always tell people that there's nothing more mentally engaging than when you're learning new things, regardless of your age. As small as it, sometimes just discovering one new shortcut on your phone, you're so excited, like, wow, I didn't know this was there. So you can imagine our parents' age groups actually learning how to. I told you, my mom will send certain things. I'm like, how did you know how to forward Instagram posts? I just said, don't try me.
it gives them that, yes, I can do it. Yes.
Yeah, it's still a part of things, but out of, we're not completely old school, so to speak. And it just gives that little bit of oomph, pep in your step kind of vibe. Mm-hmm. So it's no more that, like I said, for me, my mom's experience, it was a case of, I saw her feeling like herself, not just a mom or grandma, an auntie or, godmother. It was just me as an individual being myself.
Yeah.
So I'm not going out as Mama Tope, I'm going out as...
Yes. And guess what? They're also, here in Lagos State, there, venues that have nightlife that is there, like the matured crowd and stuff. So that's there as well. So they can experience that. So imagine just having 5 women, 5 men going out just to go and dance or just to go and listen to nice music. And it's not loud like nightclub, but it's a vibe where the ambience is nice, the food and drinks is flowing, and they're here just having a conversation. Yeah. And guess what? They haven't met each other.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that they've chosen that activity because it's something that they all have the same interest in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because even for us in our 40s, we're struggling to find activities with people of like mind. So you find that you might be interested in a particular thing, But like what you said about your mom in Dubai, like I don't want to go alone.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to experience this with other people. But there was something my sister said. She's 60, and she said, see, I just find the activity and go. I will meet the people there. And because if I keep waiting for my friends to want to do it, it would never happen. So imagine this kind of opportunity that I don't have to look for the people to go with. I already know that there are people that have this similar interests with me.
And Tokwe, you know what? We've started in Lagos, Ikoyi via Lekki. We're still going to the mainland.
Definitely.
Then we will still go to another state. So everywhere in Nigeria, if you are part of the Golden Leisure community, you can have access. Yeah. So
imagine if maybe I'm going to Abuja and automatically I know that I have a community that I can connect with.
100%.
All I have to do is maybe post on the group, I'm going to be in Abuja between this day and this day. Anybody free to hang out? We can do lunch, or we can do this, or we can do that. That's like instant access to a community.
Absolutely.
Anybody.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. I would ask, like, what has been the response from people that you've introduced this to, and what do people say when they first hear what Golden Leisure is?
The first time I have conversation with people, so I first started, let me give you context. I came back in June last year, and that's when I came back and I brought my mom, and I was looking at all the aunties, uncles and everything. So I was just testing the market, asking them, what do you think? And they were like, are you serious? Oh my goodness, when? So I started off with, just trying it out with this restaurant, trying it out at this other location. But I didn't keep it to one location because, you can get bored of the same thing over. So we're like, okay, we go to the top restaurants or top venues that we as in our 40s go to. But on their own quiet days is when we now bring in the seniors. The response has been, like I said, amazing. And the fact is that the things that I thought is what they want, they're saying, no, this is what we want. So I'm like, okay. So even aside from that, I'm finding out that we have, like class of 1974 in amongst themselves in their alumni group as well. They're coming out to say, can you organize this for us? So it's even come out of our business model, which is Mondays to Fridays, to actually have curated experiences one-off, almost like a concierge service. But it has been so organic and so needed that I'm not the one even having to do marketing per se, because it's like, I went to this activity. Let me give you an example. There's one of our members, she loves to paint, right? And she's a retired judge, right? And she said the last time she picked up a painting brush was like when she was in university. So for her to express herself with colors and painting, she was like, oh my goodness. And now she's done like 5 different paintings that when people come and visit her at home, she's like, look at my work, see my paintings. So she's now, using that as her own, like, this is what I've done. It's not a new skill, but it's something that has
back to those days.
Yes, it's awakened it. Yeah. So in terms of the opportunities, even for men now, because with men it's been slightly different because they have their own what they enjoy doing and stuff. So we're trying to create it that we can tell you as the adult child, give your dad the opportunity to take mommy out, to take her out on a date, let her go, let them both go to, an activity together to create bonding with them. And then, for instance, my brother who came to visit my mom, I was taking her out. And then he was like, oh, he came to see mom. I was like, okay, so come out. Then we made it an intergenerational hangout. Mother and son. So there's so many things that are organically coming out of it, but we still stick to our why. We still stick to the core of the business, but we're open and flexible to doing all the things that the market is saying that they want.
Yeah, absolutely. Because a lot of it is also listening to what they want. Because if you're trying to, I'd almost say like it's a continuously changing or adjusting blueprint. So while the structure or the system is there, it's still open to a bit of flexibility.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, what you're doing, everything you're doing is for them to enjoy.
Mhm.
So you also need pointers from them to sort of say, these are the kind of things we like. And the truth is, as long as you get enough people that like that activity, we're good to go.
Do you know, right now for September, a travel agency contacted me and said, we want to target the seniors and we want to create a tour for them. But it's outside of Nigeria. But it's something that, why not? We're going to open it to our community. 100%.
September is a few months away.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is, okay, check my schedule. What day are we going? What do I need to get? What countries are we going?
Mhm.
And you're good to go.
Mhm.
And you know, because for them is, we realize that as much as, even we as kids, as much as we want to spend time with our parents, we don't necessarily have that much time. So you do a lot more speaking on the phone,
Mhm.
especially if you don't necessarily live close to each other.
Mhm.
It's harder to plan those time outs,
Mhm.
actually doing something, not just going to visit them in
Mhm.
the house. So having these kind of opportunities can even help, I'd almost say, trigger things that you can do together.
Mhm.
So I don't have to rack my brain, for example. Once there are ideas of the group, it's like, okay, which opportunities can we do mommy and daughter? Which opportunities can, mother and son and those kind of stuff. So it just helps you also come up with fun things to do with your parents.
Yeah.
Without overly being the one responsible for the thinking. And,
Yeah.
And that just gives you, even if you're not participating with them, just knowing that they're having fun gives you a lot of peace of mind. Knowing that they're not bored or they're not lonely gives you a lot of peace of mind because you don't feel as guilty.
It's really bizarre.
Yeah.
Why, when we're trying to build our own lives and everything, they've lived their own lives, but why are we emotionally feeling guilty?
Yes, we are, because emptiness syndrome is a thing.
Yeah.
Because you imagine going from a house full of kids to now just nobody in the house.
Mhm.
It's just you and maybe your domestic staff.
Mhm.
If you're lucky, you might have maybe younger cousins, nieces and stuff. But more often than not, you really don't. Because you can imagine someone like me, for example, and I'll say maybe a lot of people in my age group, your cousins and co are probably maybe at most 10, 15 years younger than you. So they've also graduated university.
Mhm.
So they're no longer in that dependency stage anymore. Everybody is moving out, finding their own places, trying to at least find their way in the world. So the parents don't have as much activity as they did.
Yeah.
My mom, sometimes when I see her at the house, I'm just like, Mommy, why are you stressed? She said, we're feeling late. Yeah, at least I have people to be shouting at and we're gisting, we're doing something. And you're like, well, really and truly, imagine if she didn't have those people in the house.
Yeah.
It would just be her.
Yeah.
And maybe the TV and her phone. But now seeing an opportunity where you can actually have activities to look forward to and people, because you're excited to meet new people. I'm not just socializing with the same group of friends I've had for the past 30 years.
Yeah.
I'm now meeting new people, both male and female.
Mhm.
And like you said, hey, love can go. Maybe let me go and ginger my name.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're open to it. If we're going to create more joy,
Yes,
and more community.
absolutely. Because a lot of them, it's just that companionship,
Yeah.
really. And at the end of the day, you find that, like you said, some widows, widowers, they've been alone for
Yeah.
a long time. And because they are also trying not to put too much pressure on their children for them to spend time with them, they sometimes are also bottling up how they feel.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
they might not come out to say, I'm not seeing you enough or I'm not doing things enough. But you can sense it somehow until they now do something and you see that, oh, wow, so they really needed this.
Yeah.
Like it was something that was sort of missing in
Yeah.
their lives.
They don't feel isolated.
Yes.
They don't
Yes.
feel forgotten. And I guess now is saying that, it's not too late. It's not too late for, and may the souls of the people's parents and loved ones that have passed away, may they rest in peace. But it's also saying that the ones that are still here, whether it's your auntie, your uncle, your cousin, as long as they're in their 60s and 70s and 80s, the truth is that life is still going on.
Yeah.
So they need to feel included in society, not just in their homes. So I think this is an opportunity just for us to give back like how as philanthropists you can give back in different ways and impact and stuff, but this is you giving it forward to a loved one. Yeah.
I love it. I would ask, so let's look at it from I would almost say commercial point of view, because at the end of the day, it is a business as much as it is making a huge impact. I'd say you're a businesswoman and not just an advocate. Why is this viable? Even, I'd say, why is it even lucrative? It's a market opportunity that maybe the Nigeria's leisure and hospitality industry has not fully tapped into. So let's even say if a brand is wondering, is this something that I can tap into? What would you tell them?
So Temitope,
You don't always listen.
in her 40s, let's say you're a brand, I would say that you're missing out on a strong market because this customer base are first 50 years old and above. They're financially stable, they're time rich, and they're willing to pay for quality experience, and they actually value quality, they value safety. So these are things that as a brand you should tap, well, not you should, but you'd be missing out if you don't tap into this, and the reality is that it's a powerful combination.
And as you were talking, it just occurred to me that we forget that our parents were the biggest influencers before social media, before technology. Their word of mouth is still such a strong thing because there's so much trust. They rely on each other for things like referrals and stuff like that. So imagine my mom is the kind of person, if she tries a product and she loves it, she's announcing to all her friends. She's telling everybody, this thing is so good. Have you tried this coffee? Have you tried this tea? Have you tried this? And your mother like, Mommy, are you a salesperson? She say, please. And when you see something good, you want other people to also experience it. So genuinely, it is an opportunity.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we forget that they still have a lot of influence.
Yes.
Not just amongst their own age group, but even with us, the younger generation, because they have a lot more time on their hands.
Yes.
To maybe try things out, research things, the time we don't have. They have that time. So imagine having that as a base that you can tap into.
Yes.
And they just become your ambassadors, willing ambassadors.
So Temitope in her 40s, would you buy into it?
I love it. I would buy into it. In fact, yes, I would buy into it because I genuinely, to be honest, when I was younger, I used to want to run like an old people's home.
Really?
Yes, because I just felt like there was so much knowledge to tap. Just sometimes sitting down with like my grandpa, even my mom, my grandma, and then you're having conversations and your mind, you're like, wow, these people have lived life.
Yeah.
They've seen things, they've experienced stuff. So there's certain things that you think is unique to you or your age group or your generation. But when you have conversations with older people, you realize that there's really nothing new under the sun.
Absolutely.
There's nothing new under the sun. So I feel like there's a wealth of knowledge and experience that these people carry. And the more we give them the opportunity to sort of showcase that, the better for society, not just for them. So it's almost like a double-edged sword. Everybody wins.
Yeah.
They have a fantastic time. The younger generation get to learn more about life, so to speak. And it also gives you, sometimes I can imagine that some children get to actually see their parents in a different light as well. Because there are certain things that you probably didn't know that your parent used to do. I can imagine, like the judge, her kids might not have known that she used to paint.
Honestly. I'm telling you.
And then they're like, Mommy, you can do this. You know, so it just gives you a different perspective. Like, she's not just my mom.
Yeah.
This person is cold.
Yeah.
This person is fly. This person is... And it's just a different dynamic to it. It just makes life so much more, I'd say, richer.
Yes.
Richer.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Thank
I
you.
absolutely love it. And I'm so excited. You would think I can't wait to be 50 so I can join as well. Maybe we would even step down and do something for we 40s. So we can start a little bit.
I know.
Can give us an opportunity to just maybe once in a while just come in as guests.
Well,
we don't mind.
Yes, it's possible. I mean, those are the one-off activities.
Okay. Oh, fantastic. I love it. I think that in like you said, we're starting with Lagos, but there are so many more opportunities to expand.
Mhm.
And I'll feel like in these kind of situations, things like collaboration will be very key to maybe make it happen faster. So are you looking at those opportunities as well?
Absolutely. Right now, we've just built the framework.
Okay.
So the foundation has to be right. And it's something that we will look into, but right now everything is self-funded.
Okay.
So right now it's running as a business from me. We're open to collaboration, partnerships, yes. And yeah, because it's for the bigger picture, it's just imagine that you're in Lagos and you're going to Abuja, or you're going to Ibadan, or you're going to Abeokuta, or you're going anywhere.
Yeah. And now there's the train. So imagine
Absolutely.
everybody experiencing that again.
It's, sometimes I look and I'm like, but how? And I'm like, but my why is this. And that why is something that every young adult is probably feeling one way or the other. So I'm more solution driven. So I was like, if there's nothing here, there must be something. And I consider myself a vision implementer. So it's easy to just keep on doing it,
Yeah. I love it because they say the best ideas are usually filling a gap. The best ideas are solving a problem, and that just makes you realize that you're on the right track, especially when you get feedback and people are like, oh, fantastic, I loved it, or I had so much fun, or my dad had so much fun, my mom had so much fun. So from a commercial perspective, it might still be personal investment. But now let's say we have this platform, let's use this opportunity. What kind of brands do you think should be partnering with you? Maybe not specific brands, but like what industries or what I would say you feel like can tie in seamlessly.
I don't want to limit myself, because any brand that sees the target audience that they can benefit from it. So aside from lifestyle and wellness, because wellness, as for instance, if you're someone that supplies mattresses and pillows, that in terms of for their age,
you might need to advise them to maybe
change
what they've been using.
for orthopedic or for high blood pressure or stuff like that. So you have that brands like that. Then when it comes to teas, they're always drinking tea, whether it's ginger tea or
They like hot
liquid, so stuff like that. So in terms of brands, I would say any multinational or Nigerian based brand that has the need for the target audience. I haven't really said no to this. I mean, obviously there are certain brands that you don't want to align yourself with, but we're open to it. Yeah.
Okay, so guys, you heard it here. We're open for sponsorship, partnerships, collaborations. Totally. So I'll quickly sort of round up now. I would say, how does someone find Golden Leisure and become a part of what you're building?
So right now we are open to giving it out for free to join the community. And then you now have the access to now participate, choose the activity that you want to participate in. Once you've tried it and you say this is what you would like, then you can now choose the membership tier that you want. So right now they can just go onto the website, which is www.goldenleisure-global.com. goldenleisure-global.com. Yes. And the thing about it, because I knew that I could have been the bottleneck if I kept it manual, so I automated everything. So it's a 1, 2, 3 easy step. Just join the community for free, sign up, choose the activity you want, pay for it, and then choose the membership.
Awesome. So you just get notifications when activities are coming up and all this kind of stuff.
Yes.
It's beautiful. So guys, you heard it. www.goldenleisure-global.com. So we're local now, but we're thinking global. I love it. Thank you so much, Funke, for joining us. It's been fantastic having you. Every time we're on the show, it always seems like time just flew by.
Is it an hour already?
Yes, it
Oh
is.
my.
Time just flew by, and you can tell. I don't know if you guys can't see my face. Maybe from my laugh, you can tell that I've been smiling this entire show because I genuinely feel like this is something that is a fantastic initiative. Fantastic. I hope there's a way that I can maybe support, contribute, or even volunteer. I might be a chaperone or something for one of the activities. You never know. But I genuinely think that this is a fantastic initiative, and I wish you all the best of luck. All the best of luck.
Thank you
And
so much.
I know that this would only get bigger and better as we go along. So thank you for being on the show.
Thank you so
And
much.
hopefully we'll definitely connect much more after this. And you never know.
Thank you
In
so
her
much.
40s can become in her 50s.
Clock that.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me. It's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much. So guys, thank you for tuning in. It's been fantastic as usual. See you again next week, same time at 5 p.m. Bye.